Hey, good evening and welcome to Friday Night Hangout from Craft Beer Nation. I'm filling in for hosting tonight, Charles Dunkley. Tonight's episode 158 of our Friday Night Hangout, and tonight we are going to be drinking and talking about the Bock style of beer. Um, just before we dive into the style, just want to mention you can find us online at craftbeernation.org. And we're across most of your social media places, Google+, Instagram, Twitter, but go to craftbeernation.org, and from there you can read our articles and then jump off to all of our other social media platforms. Anyway, so tonight, it's a smaller group tonight. We've got Lola Laracy. How
Hi,
you doing, Lola?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. How's it down in Florida?
It's hot. Although it was kind of windy today, which was nice, but it's been overcast, so that makes it more humid when it's overcast, so it's just kind of nasty. Typical Florida weather.
Yeah, cool. And welcome, Ricky.
Hey
You're in,
guys.
where are you now?
Yeah, still in Scottsdale. And it
Okay.
rained, it was windy and cold today. I left work, it was 68, and I about froze walking to my car.
That's insane!
I know. I have a beer festival tomorrow. The high's 73 tomorrow. So it's going to be, I might wear a hoodie.
See, that's perfect. 73 would be perfect for me. I would lay out. I would just be like this all day out on my patio. God forbid the snakes come up, but other than that, I'd just be out like this the whole day. 73 is perfect.
It might not be too bad. It's an outdoor festival.
Yeah, it is.
So,
And it's actually in a really cool space. So there's so many festivals in Scottsdale. And the Strong Beer Festival, which is in February, is probably the best. And what I would consider kind of the second best is the one tomorrow. So it's a canned beer festival. Every brewing company that's there, and we have probably 6 or 7 or more from out of state that are not distributed here coming because they're legally allowed, if they don't sell, every 2 years under Arizona law, they can legally participate in beer festivals. So
nice.
there's a lot like Cigar City is here, Sun King from my former hometown is here. So we get to try a lot of beers that are not distributed here, and it's all canned. And then the coolest thing is, so like I love going to beer festivals that have unique tasting classes, and it's a canned beer festival. Well, the glass is a tiny 4-ounce can, and it is the coolest little tasting glass ever.
That is
So
pretty sweet.
that alone makes it worth going. So
Sure.
it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. All right. So tonight, like I said, tonight's style is BOCKS, and I was doing a little reading up on it, and it's according to the Wikipedia page anyway. It says that the style first originated back in the 14th century in some little town like Eisbock or something, and nowadays, there's so many different variations. It was originally kind of a dark, malty, sweet beer, and now it runs the spectrum of dark to light, all sorts of things. And there's so many different substyles now. You have your like wheat box, your Eisbock, your like Maibock or Bock, and Doppelbocks, triple box, you name it. You're going to find, and I don't know if there's a lot of experimentation here in the U.S. with the style so much yet, but it would be a fun style, I think, for breweries here, because America likes to take traditional things and break them apart and put them back together in new and unique ways. So I'm curious to see if the style's ever really going to pick up. I think the first Bock in America was Shiner Bock from, I think it was 1913 is when it was first introduced. So the styles existed for a while.
I
And
bet you anything those people were from Germany.
could be. I haven't really. Shiner just came here not too long ago, so I haven't really got a chance to
Okay.
get
It
around to
only
their
took
stuff.
100 years?
Yeah.
Jeez, what's with their distributor? They run slow.
But so yeah, I don't know, but I like Box. It's a style I got into like 2 years ago when I started getting into the Bavarian, the Hefeweizens. After going through all the wheat beers, then went to the like wheat box, and then from there into all the other kind of box. Um, so I guess we'll start off, Lola. What do you have tonight?
Well, you said about experimentation. Apparently, I've got one of those
Cool.
because this is not a normal Bock. This is a maple Bock.
Oh, that is
Oh,
so good.
It
oh wow.
is good. Now, I was looking on Rate Beer, and a lot of people dogged it. They said it was thin. Well, it is a little thin, but I mean, it's not a stout, so I don't expect it to be heavy. And also, I would rather it be thin than syrupy. My worry was that it was going to be too syrupy, but it's not at all. It's got a light maple taste, a light maple smell. Mostly, I just get, the Bock. I get the lager, and it's got the malt, and it's a nice balanced beer.
So you say
It's
that
very
it's
dark.
Mhm.
yeah, and when you said that about the style, I'm looking on Wikipedia again. Wikipedia is awesome. So there's traditional Bock, Maibock, Doppelbock, which is what I've got, and then an Eisbock. So that beer falls in one of those four, and
Mhm.
I'm curious to see if the label says because a Bock and a Doppelbock, you're going to get more malt and a little bit more sweetness in a Doppelbock. It's the difference between an IPA and double IPA, I would assume. I don't know much about this style, so I was excited when I saw this on the list because I was like, there's not a ton of options out there, but like a maple bock sounds fantastic, and I immediately would have think sweet, thick, chewy, and
Not thick, not really
yeah,
chewy. I like chewy beers, but this isn't. It's not too sweet. It's sweet enough. I mean, it's not
yeah,
syrupy. That was my worry. I did not want syrupy. It's
yeah.
lightly sweet, and it's a little thin, but not too thin. It's
Who's the brewery?
satisfying. Hinterland out of Grand Rapids. No, no. Hold on.
Never heard of
Um,
it.
uh, it's Wisconsin. What is it? Green Bay. I think that's
Very
right.
cool.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin. So I have never had anything from them before.
I ain't even heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
Green Bay,
neither.
Wisconsin. I don't even. Where did I get this? I got this at my little bottle shop here. So I've never seen it before. And I was like, hey, Bock, I need a Bock.
So do you get a lot of maple at all, or?
Not a whole lot. It's not like I go, wow, maple. It's not like I'm having breakfast or anything. I don't think I'm in Canada or anything. It honestly, it really isn't that much different than a malty beer. Really, I just get the malt. Mm. So I guess if you're really looking for the maple, you might be disappointed. But it's
Yeah,
still
I mean, maple in name, I'm going to be upset if there's not maple in it. I mean, I guess I almost want that to be like syrupy. I mean, the
Yeah,
expectation would
I mean,
be,
if you're looking for syrupy, this is not it. I mean, this is not overwhelmingly maple. Now, I get it on the smell. I smell it more than I taste it. When I taste it,
yeah.
it really just tastes like a malty beer, which I love malty beer, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's not screaming maple.
And I'm a big fan of sweet beers, so like the
Hmm.
style, I wish there was more of it. So Charles, to your point, not a lot of brewing companies are experimenting with it. I wish they kind of would, like, try it. I mean, we're going to Germany in September, and I'm excited to see kind of not only see the amount and to see if there are more of this style out there, but to also to see what it tastes like kind of from the source, because it's going to be different. I mean, Guinness
Sure.
tastes different when you're in Ireland, and it's going to taste different, when I'm drinking a Bock or a Doppelbock in Germany. So it's a unique, different style. Like I mean, like I said, when I saw it on the list, I was like, and I immediately go to Shinerbach. Like that's like the go-to because that's kind of
That's what we know.
yeah.
Cool. So what do you have, Ricky?
So I'm drinking. Funny story. So I had the plan to go on I had a pretty rough week, and on Tuesday or Wednesday I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a Bock. I had a couple of ideas in my mind. There's not a ton of them distributed here. Grand Canyon Brewing Company, which is the brewing company that I'm not a huge fan of, they have one, and it's probably their best or second best beer they brew, called the Shaggy Bock, which they have this thing that they've patented, which is called a flavor bomb, and it's like a little. Basically, it looks like kind of a bomb because I took one out of a bottle one time, and that's like a plastic flavor thing that they stick into their bombers, and it adds additional flavor to it, and the flavor changes as it ages, whatever. Kind of a gimmick, but it works. And I didn't go get it on Wednesday, and then today I was like, okay, I'm going to the beer store. I was chatting with the guy that owns the store on Facebook, and he's like, I got the Shaggy Bock. It's $5. I'll save you a bottle. Well, I end up spending like $80. Didn't buy that bottle.
Oh, you
Get
can't
home and I'm
forgot
like,
one.
you've got to be kidding me. I don't have a box in the fridge. I'm looking through every beer, and then Cheryl's like, oh, there's a box on the front stoop. So I had a beer trade that just happened to have a Doppelbock in it. So it's the Smutinator from Smutty Nose, and I've never had this.
I've never had that either.
Smutty Nose is brand new to Arizona, and when we were in Indiana, which this trade actually came from Indiana, everywhere. Smutty Nose is on every shelf. They couldn't sell the beers. There's only maybe 4 or 5 here, if that, just their baseline stuff. And when I was doing this trade, he was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Smutinator?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want it." And it's part of their big beer series, so it's a higher ABV beer. Not limited, but it would be allocated if and when it was released. It's 9.8%, which boom, right there.
Smutty Nose big beer glass.
That is awesome. Speaking of glassware, not to change the subject, and I'll get back to the flavor and the aroma on this, but I was in Tucson last weekend for a wedding. My buddy Spencer got married, and he had a hashtag for his event, #CodyWedding15. So nice work on that. I've been a good friend of him for a while, so it was fun to be there. And he had a keg of habanero sculpin. It was pretty fantastic. But so on our way, we stopped at Dragoon Brewing Company, which is kind of one of the better Tucson brewing companies, if not the best in Tucson, probably one of the top 10 in the state. And we were sitting there and we were talking and drinking beer. We get there at noon, and I feel like every time I'm there, I show up at like 11:59. They open at noon, and I'm the first and the only person there.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
2
how you
hours.
get to know them.
Yeah. I don't want to get good beer that way, but we ended up having a really good flight. Talking to the bartender, she was awesome, like a professional skydiver plus bartender, and just it was pretty cool. And they have a beer series, so they did the Uno, Dos, Tres, and Cuatro. So each beer is a different flavor, and they barrel age them as well, so they have multiple options. And she handed me this Trace glass, which was super hard to get and limited, and she was like, "I got one left. I was going to save it for myself, but I want you to have it." So it's kind of like my new glass, so I'm drinking everything out of it. And but I digress. So the Doppelbock Smutinator is just, it's so sweet, like just almost like butterscotch candy on the nose, and it's got, I mean, you get it almost like at the end of the aroma, like a little bit of hop character, and there's not a ton of hops used in these. The IBUs, I don't know the IBU on this one particularly, but it's got to be pretty low. This was bottled in 2014, so it's got some age on it, and it's just, it smells like, I want my car to smell like this. It's just got like a really healthy, sweet aroma. And the flavor is that. It's just the same. Like, imagine what you would smell and taste to be very similar to the exact same thing. This beer is that. And it's just a real, it's not thick, but it coats your palate really well. And the aftertaste sticks around for 3-5 minutes. And smoke's not the word I want to use for the aftertaste, but it's got like a light smoke, I guess. It's not smoke, but it's like that. What it reminds me of, like almost like a peat, like a light, earthy flavor. But it's got, and there's got to be a story, and I need to do more research on it. But the goat is, I feel like the goat shows up on every Bock label possible. But it's a fantastic brew, and I'm going to rate it 4.25 because I can do 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 on Untappd now, so it's going to get 4.25, and a very delicious beer that Tom Atkins, who is, I don't think he's watching, but I'm going to make sure he sees this episode later, found me on Untappd from Indiana. I didn't know who this guy was. Finds me on Untappd, leaves a couple of comments, starts reading my beer blog, leaving comments on that, adds me on Untappd, we're talking, and then he adds me on Facebook, and I'm like, this is creepy. And then he just puts together a beer trade. He sends me 10 bottles of stuff that I can't get and haven't seen and haven't heard of, and it arrived today just in time for the Bock edition of the Friday Night Hangout. So cheers to you, Tom.
Excellent.
If you want to see about the Billy Goat, I posted it in the chat to the right.
Oh.
Do you see it?
Yes, you should read that because I've been talking a lot. So read that for the audience so they can.
Okay. I'll read the relevant part, because I posted a whole bunch of stuff. Due to their Bavarian accent, citizens of Munich pronounced Einbeck as Einbeck, a billy goat, and thus the beer became known as Bock. To this day, as a visual pun, a goat often appears on Bock labels.
That is really cool. Hashtag the more you know. I love it.
Oh, so that's where the billy goat comes from.
So we gotta go
Pretty
to
cool.
Charles though, because you didn't have a Bock in your glass. What the heck was that? Were you drinking like a Hefeweizen? My God, that would look like it was clear and clean and.
I actually have an Eyinger Weizenbock.
Oh,
So it's
explains it.
pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much the Hefeweizen and the Bock put together. And this is a pretty spectacular beer.
Good.
I mean, they make a great Hefeweizen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And you get all the wheat, but you get some banana, some cloves, some biscuit. There's almost something, it's somewhere between like an apple or lemon, somewhere in between in that fruit spectrum. And it's nice and creamy, a little tartness. Really, really solid beer. I've had a few things from Eyinger, but I don't think I've ever had this one before.
I've never even seen that from them.
Yeah, this is at my local shop too.
No kidding.
Nice, and this is on the much lighter side of the Bock family as far as,
Much.
was that SRM or whatever?
I guess that means it doesn't have a lot of malt, do you think?
Oh no, it's very malty, very sweet. It just doesn't have the darker malts, I guess.
Okay. And where did you say?
Because it's a wheat malt. It's a wheat Bock.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And
Where
it's
did
got
you
the
the
goat.
It is.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's the brewery.
And tell me
make
again
really
where
good
they're
beers.
from. Where are they from?
They're from Germany, I bet.
Okay, so it is an import.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, at
Yeah,
least
this
one of
is-
us has an actual German beer.
Yep. I've got 3 different beers tonight, and all of them are from over there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got a wheat Bock, I've got a wheat Doppelbock, and I've got an Urbock, a Rauch beer.
Oh, that's I had a Rauch Pilsner the other night. It was amazing. I love smoked beers.
I do too. Unlike Randy, we love smoked beers.
Well, Randy's not here. He's at a bar somewhere, not drinking smoked beers.
Exactly.
So he can save more of it for us.
I know. He can have his
Yeah.
wings of Armageddon.
One thing that I'm reading here on Untapped, or not Untapped, I'm sorry, Wikipedia, is that different countries brew this style in different parts of the year. Like Mexico, it says that they only brew it around Christmas, and I find that really interesting. That a style that's brewed in Germany and here pretty much year round is.
Yeah, and the style itself was originally brewed for like Christmas, for celebrations and things like that. It was originally a celebratory beer, and it eventually grew into what it is today. Like monks would drink this when they were fasting, just so they can have nutrition during some of the holy days.
If I can drink while I fast, I won't eat again for a week.
Yeah.
Good excuse to lose some weight.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of the
I
reason.
wonder. I'm sorry, Lola. I'll have to go back and look at Evo Terra does this.
I did an article on him. I know him.
Yes, he does this beer and sausage diet once a year for 1 month. That's all he does is he has beer and sausage and nothing else for a month.
How do you guys know him? He's a good friend of mine. He lives here in Scottsdale.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
now he
he's
lives
down
in
the
Europe.
area.
He lives in Europe now.
Yeah, they're traveling.
In Europe, he's traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a cool story. Like, so they literally just sold everything they owned, cars, house, everything, and are going to travel until it's gone. And I love.
Yeah, I've been following them.
Yeah.
I've been following their adventures.
Yeah, that's really cool that you guys know him.
I know him
yeah.
because he does patio books, and my book is on patio books.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
he used
how
to
I
just
know.
have this like books and beer hangout he used to do.
I'm going to tweet him right now and ask him about the sausage and beer diet. I've never heard of that, so I want to.
Yeah, he does that every year, and he loses weight.
That's pretty awesome.
I have to go back and look at them to see if he does any like wheat beers or Bocks or anything. You know, I'm curious. I haven't really looked into what specific styles of beer he drank during those months. Whenever he did that.
Ricky, I did an article on them on craftbeernation.org.
No kidding.
Yeah, about their journey.
Ago. Yeah.
He actually shared that on his Pinterest page.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't do Pinterest.
Yeah.
I barely made it to Instagram, and then I got tired and gave up. I'm like, I've expanded enough. I can't keep up with anything else. No
Yeah,
Tumblr.
I finally made the Pinterest leap not too long ago.
It's good. It's a
There's
good
some
place to
interesting
be.
things on there.
So Evo, right before he left, the night before he left, I had the chance over at Fate Brewing Company with him, and not together, but we ended up drinking together because he was there with another couple, and it was pretty cool to be able to just, I mean, I want to do that, but I'm not going to end up doing it until I retire because I can't justify quitting my job and traveling the world. But it's cool, and I appreciate what he's done with that, and it's fun to be able to follow along and to be able to be a tweet away from him. I don't know what time it is in whatever country he's in, but I just tweeted him and I said, "Tell me more about this beer and sausage diet." So.
Well, I think it's about, well, depending upon where he is, it's at least 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
I haven't.
So he's up.
He should be up.
He's
He
up.
might be up. Yeah. He's probably cleaning whatever house he's living in. See, I don't think I could do it. I would be too scared because he's staying at strangers' houses, and I just don't think I would like that. I mean, you just never know when somebody's going to want something that you weren't banking on.
What do you think it's a Hostel? What's that series?
Yeah, like Hostel. That's just me being paranoid, but it just makes me nervous. But they've had good experiences. I mean, he was very positive about it. So it just makes me nervous. I'm like, you're staying at strangers' houses. And how do he doesn't speak any other languages. I asked him, how the hell is he talking to these people? Maybe
I don't speak another language, and we spent weeks in China and didn't speak anything, and they all speak English. So.
Okay, well that's good. Thank God for that.
Yeah, I've never been in a country that I've had to speak another language to be able to get from point A to point B. It's never been an issue.
All right, good. I guess most people know bathroom.
Pronounce bathroom, beer, and more, so you can say more beer, and you're good.
Exactly. More beer, more bathroom. So I guess that's all you need to know. And sleep, maybe. Sleep?
Yeah. And
passed out.
One of my favorite things that they're doing, they've got this, the Opportunistic Travelers website is their website now.
Yeah.
And they're posting these little 1-minute memories where it's just 1 minute long of just video. And they're not narrating anything. It's just if they're on the train traveling or sitting on a bench in the park, they just give you like a 1-minute clip, so it like takes you right where they are. You just get to experience, that moment. So, and they're doing a whole bunch of those throughout every place they go to, which is really cool.
Yeah, we should. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go grab my second beer. But
yeah, I was gonna say, does anybody have a second beer? I don't, so I'm nursing this one to.
My second beer is really my first beer because I started it first, and it's not a Bock at all. It's a pale.
That's all right.
Ale.
You can be off style.
Sure.
All right, this is Evil Twin hipster ale.
Okay.
I'm not a hipster, and I would punch anyone if they called me a hipster, because they're probably a hipster, and I'd punch them. But this is hipster ale from Evil Twin. It's a little too hoppy for me, because the pale ale to me shouldn't be quite this hoppy. This tastes more like an IPA.
I had I don't know where was I? I had a pale ale. Oh, last night I was at Scottsdale Beer Company, and I had a pale ale that I was like, if you handed me this and said, what is this? I'd be like, that's an IPA all day long. It was just so hoppy. I like hops, though, so I was okay with it. And they have a triple IPA that's called the Dank IPA that is, and I've never smoked it, but I've had the, I guess, pleasure of having smelled it, and imagine drinking liquid form of what marijuana smells like. It's the most dank, and I've had Project Dank from, what's the brewery company in New Mexico that makes that? They make Elevated IPA as well. But they make, like, the most dank beer. This beer kills it. It's so dank, and I loved it. Like, it was just awesome, so. And then our host left, but he went to get a beer, so we'll allow it. So I went today, and I can't believe I didn't buy a Bock. Like, I was so mad that I didn't get the Bock, and just happenstance. And I was just IMing Tom in Indiana, telling him to watch the show because we were talking about him, and he said, I'll watch it later. So at least we got maybe a new a new fan of
Maybe he'll pick it up later.
Yeah.
Tell him to watch it on the YouTube so we can get more YouTube hits. And tell him to listen to it on Stitcher, too. Wait, do we put this on Stitcher? I don't think we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only put... Do they put this
I don't
on
know.
Stitcher?
I don't use Stitcher or even know much about it, but...
I think they just put the Thursday night show on Stitcher. I don't know. I get confused. I was late to the show last night because I got confused and thought it started at 10. So I came in... Huh?
I can't do the Thursday night.
Why?
My schedule.
Oh, okay.
So I'm reading about like Bock, Maibock, etc., and it says like an Eisbock, Eisbock, is a much stronger version made partially by freezing the beer and removing the ice that forms. So that's an interesting technique to. I'm curious. I'd wonder like so again. I keep going back like thinking about the experimentation. Like I'd love to see a brewing company do like a Bock and a Doppelbock and an Einbeck, etc., or an Eisbock, and do the exact same beer, but to be able to then do a blind taste test, like tell me the difference, and see like how a Bock versus a Doppelbock, and that's interesting. They freeze it.
And the Eisbock gets up there like 14, 15, 18%.
There's a popular one that you say that, and I remember it's like a 12-ounce bottle, and it's like 18%. Let me find it.
Yeah, BrewDog's 2 weeks ago, I think it was, they did an Eisbock on their show.
Really?
And they brewed it underneath one of the lakes up in Michigan.
Oh, how cool! It was probably cold then. I imagine they filmed it a few months ago.
Kalmbacher makes one. I've had that before. It's like 11 or 12%.
Cool. I've got my second beer here.
All right, Charles.
If we had a full panel tonight, half of the panel would be bringing this beer, probably.
Okay, well, it's good they didn't come then.
And the other half was bringing Shinerback.
Yeah. This is, to me, one of the greatest beers in the world. This is Schneiderweiss Aventinus.
And that was the Eisbock that I was just looking at pictures of, and I was trying to figure it in my head. How do I actually pronounce this?
Yeah, an Eisbock, too, yeah.
Yeah.
I have never heard of that.
If you can get your hands on this, Lola, it's a wheat Doppelbock.
Okay.
Unbelievably good.
I'll look for it at Total Wine.
Yeah, Total Wine.
This is a darker.
Really? That is an interesting color.
Mm-hmm. This is just one of the best beers in the world.
Okay. What makes it so good?
It's everything that's great about a Bavarian wheat beer, and then everything that's great about. It consists of the Doppelbock, so it's like a double bock. So you get even more big malt. You get sweet. You get fruits. You get all sorts of stuff in here. And because it's a wheat beer, it takes all that big sweet maltiness, and it just makes it so smooth.
Oh.
The wheat just makes it creamy and smooth, and really just gives it a whole different texture, a new level from just a regular Doppelbock.
So I guess the wheat makes a good base for it, huh?
Oh, very, very good. And it's nicely carbonated, so you get all those bubbles that play in your tongue when you drink it. And it's pretty hefty, too. This is 8.2, I believe.
All right.
So it'll catch up to you.
Super cheap, like.
Oh yeah.
For a beer that's that good, that high in alcohol, they're here. I think they're maybe $4.99 a bottle.
That's
I
not
think
bad.
that's about the same here. And it's a larger bottle.
It's a good size.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder if all the Bocks are in bigger bottles. I wonder if that's the thing with the Bocks, because this is a bigger bottle too.
Yeah, but Shinerbock's
not. For the most part.
Huh?
Yeah. A lot of the ones overseas, I think, are.
This is 1 pint.
Huh.
I didn't look to see what the ABV was on this.
This is 1 pint 9 ounces.
Oh. Well, aren't you special?
It was a pint and 6 ounces.
Yeah, and Schneiderweiss, I mean, their whole tap series, they've got, each tap is a different style of beer.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes there's like multiple versions of like the same tap number. They'll repeat it. I don't understand why.
quite confusing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
tap
need
6, right? Is that one tap
Yeah.
6? I think. If I
Yeah, this
remember.
is tap 6. We need Jeffrey J. Davis or.
Yeah, where's he at? He was
hasn't been on
posting
in a
posts
while.
today.
Yeah, he's our Schneider Weiss expert. That's, I think, his favorite brewery. I think he's been there many times too.
Nice. Are you gonna go? You're going to Germany, right, Ricky?
Yeah, we're doing Oktoberfest in September, late September, and I don't know if we're gonna hit it. We're not gonna have a car in Munich,
Okay.
so I don't think we're gonna be able to hit any breweries that are not within kind of right there within Munich. But,
Okay.
we're going to Prague.
Okay.
We're gonna be in Prague for maybe 4 days, and
Nice.
Prague is like becoming a craft beer center of Europe. So I'm real pumped to see Prague, and we're gonna be in Zurich first. So I know there's a couple of brewing companies in Zurich that it's funny that we're going to these gorgeous countries, and all we're focused on is the breweries that we're gonna hit.
Well, that's what we do.
I know that's which one we're gonna go to first. Yeah,
I mean,
there's church and history and art over there.
Yeah.
Great. Where's the closest brewery?
You'll see that on the way to the brewery. You'll just look and be like, oh, there's a stone castle. Whatever.
Yeah.
Where's the beer? It was there for 1,000 years. It'll still be there tomorrow.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, the beer may not be good tomorrow. You need the beer now.
Yeah, good point. I like that. The beer may be good tomorrow. And I hope to be able to. I don't know what days we're going to be in Munich, but whatever night we do a Friday night hangout, I hope to be able to join hopefully from Oktoberfest. I think that'd be cool to be able to be there. I don't know what time that is. Probably way too early or late or however you want to look at it, but it'll be a fun trip for sure.
Are they 6 hours ahead of us?
I think they're 8 or 9.
Oh Lord, geez. So if we're starting at 10, it's
Yeah,
like freaking 6 a.m. You'll be drinking, right?
Yeah, I'll still be going.
I'll still be drinking.
In December, I'm going to be in Dubai, where breweries don't exist. So
God.
I'll be off style that.
Yeah, very off style is in the water.
I'm drinking diet soda. Good to see you guys.
Oh, why are you going
have some,
to
like,
Dubai?
You have some cardamom tea or something.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Yeah, I'm going to Dubai to play golf.
Okay, I guess it's such a rich country. They probably have like American style golf and stuff. They probably do a lot of that, right?
Yeah, the company I work for manages 6 clubs in Dubai and 2 in Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
So I'm going to be
Nice.
in between the two and not drinking a lot of local beer. That's for sure.
Such a bummer. For such an expensive place.
Don't they have one of those like sort of tea things off on the top of one of their buildings?
Well, you can't just.
Or is that just for like a commercial or whatever?
Yeah. So Tiger, when he was married, the first time he was married at, there's a hotel there. I can't think of the name of it, but it's super fancy, and there's a tennis court like top of the building, and he was hitting balls off of the tennis court into the ocean, and it was pretty. I mean, you can't like.
How wasteful.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Litter. Probably fine for littering.
Like he cares.
But yeah, he doesn't care.
Lola, you got a second beer for this evening?
Oh, I've just got the evil twin that I was talking about. I started on this.
No more Doppelbocks. I don't know what I'm gonna drink. I don't have anything ready to drink. I drank a Leinenkugel. Leinenkugel makes a Bock, I believe. I don't know the name of it though. Let me look. But there's an untapped badge. If you drink any Leinenkugel beer in the month of May on a Friday, you get a badge. And
how do you find that out?
We all know that So I subscribe to the Untapped blogs RSS feed. So when they release a new badge, they write a blog about every new badge. So I know about it. So then I get it, and I am a badge collector.
Well, some other people had another adjective for it, but that's...
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. Leinenkugel does make a Bock, and I've never had it. It's called 1888 Bock. I knew they made a Bock. It's no longer in production. That's why I've never had it.
Oh.
Yeah, very cool. But it's neat to be able to try a different style that's not something that... I don't look it out. I'm not going to the liquor store and I'm like, oh, I gotta have a Bock. If I happen to see one, in the word Bock to me screams malty, thick, sweet. Like that's just the style across the board to me when I think of Bock. Like you think of an IPA, it's hoppy and it's citrusy or piney. Think of just Bock to me is thick, malty, and sweet.
Well, with me, I tend not to go to European beers, which is a bad thing for me. I need to start going into the import section because I've just been hung up on the American craft beer section for so long that I don't look behind me at the German section. And, I mean, obviously the one I have is an American beer, but I've never seen this at Total Wine. So I've never seen any Bocks in the American craft beer section of Total Wine.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to have to go over to like the German section, that area.
For an authentic one, for sure.
And I need to start looking over there. It's just I've been doing American craft beer for so long, I don't think about it.
And there's some fantastic beers from over there.
They can brew. Isn't that what Randy says?
They can brew.
They can brew.
They can brew.
Yeah. Randy's here in spirit. He may not be here in body.
And we sound pretty much just like him, so.
I think so, but then again, I've been drinking, so I don't know.
In my head.
We have to make noises like we're watching a game. What? And we have to look up. Oh yeah, I'm just watching a game. Like oh.
So next week, I'm excited about next week's style too because we're doing strong ales, and I'm curious what people are gonna bring for that. Like, I bought a strong ale today that's 19.8%. I don't know if I want to open that guy just yet because I expect it to be vodka, boozy. Any idea what you guys are gonna bring next week? Do you have an idea?
I'm still looking around. I'm definitely going to have, it's on the lower side of the strong ale, I guess, but it's still an American strong ale, and that's Stone's Arrogant Bastard.
Oh, beer.
So I will have one of those because that's my desert island beer. So, but I am looking around to see what would be my main beer. Yeah. And I want to try something I haven't had before.
All right, now obviously I need to
Ithaca.
Yeah.
I have to look at the guidelines again because I'm not entirely sure what entails a strong ale. Can y'all give me some examples?
Let me see what they list as some of the popular. I mean, Arrogant Bastard is one of them. That's a dang good beer.
Yeah.
Does it just mean high ABV?
No.
No, it's generally a style.
Yeah. So according to Beer Advocate, it's a catch-all style category for beers from 7% and above. Some may be as high as 25%, but characteristics will vary. Barley wines, old ales, etc., fall into this category. So it's a broad category for sure. But I mean, a 7%. I don't know how Arrogant Bastard is probably, I don't know, 8-ish, maybe a little less.
Yeah. Somewhere around there, yeah. So it's on the lower side of it, but I guess it's considered in that style because it really is kind of a unique beer. It doesn't fit. It's not really an IPA, or it's got a very different taste than like their IPAs, double IPAs. Got a bit of a unique characteristic to it.
Well, I know I've got a barley wine, so if that counts, I can do a barley wine.
Yeah, that'll count.
I am. Do you like American barley wines or European style barley wines?
I've only had American, but I might like European.
Europeans are sweet, so an American can sometimes an American style could pass as an IPA. Really, I mean, not always, but a lot of Americans are just super hopped up and not what I consider traditional barley wine, which is sweet and malty and chewy.
Yeah, you get sweet, you get malty, some raisin kind of stuff in there.
Now, I don't like them when they start to get like sickly sweet. I don't like that.
Yeah, see, I like Sticky Monkey. I don't know the exact style on Sticky Monkey from Firestone Walker, but it's candy in a glass. Like it is, you can't drink a full bomber by yourself. It's so sweet.
Yeah, that might be hard for me if I don't, I don't have diabetes, but I don't want to get diabetes from a beer.
But beer's the way to get it. If you're gonna get it.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say that this Smutnator is definitely changing in aroma as it heats up. Like it's getting sweeter, and the malts are really starting to open up as it gets
I
I'm
like
down with
when a
that.
beer
Yeah.
gets warmer and you can really taste like the dark fruits and the dark characteristics.
Yeah, that is dang good.
I only drank half of my Maibock. I'm trying not to drink the whole thing because Rate Beer says it's 210 calories per serving.
That's only 12
How many
ounces.
servings in a bottle, though?
Well, this is a pint, and we're thinking a serving is 12 ounces. Didn't we say that?
Yeah, Ray Beer lists their serving size is 12 ounces for all their beers.
So this is 16 ounces. So, well, 210 plus 12, 12, and then 16, 4. So that's like a third.
Yeah, math is hard.
It is hard. We'll say it might be only like 300 calories for the whole bottle. I'll have to bring up calculator on my PC.
You could be like my buddy Mike, who doesn't count calories in liquid form, which is one option.
Well, that would be an option, except for I like it when my clothes fit.
Oh, well, touche.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be good, especially since I love beer. I just love it. I can't stop.
Beer is good.
It's good. I love it. So I'm trying to be good. I've only been drinking beer like 3 times a week. So I'm
Really?
trying to stick to that, yeah.
Because I drink at least 3 a day. So
Shut up, Ricky Potts.
not 3. I do probably drink a beer every day, but
Well, some people have higher metabolism. I am a female, and like a lot of females, I have lower metabolism. So I gotta watch it. So I'm trying to be good. But if this is 210 calories per serving, and this is just a little over a serving, then I might be able to drink the whole thing.
yeah, there you go. Justified.
Sure.
Yeah. You can tell I've been drinking because I'm like looking like this. I'm like, that's how you can tell I've been drinking. I'm like,
I hope that's the screenshot for tonight, right there. That you just gave. If it's not, let's figure out how to make it that. That was pretty good.
I'm sure if I do it enough, it'll stop on that. And we'll all share it to everyone. Come see Lola look like a drunken, crazy woman.
She's having the time of her life, and that's what matters.
Got that one right. She's about to drink her whole Bock. Not half a Bock, but a whole Bock. Whole Bock sounds like a town in New Jersey. Hoboken. Anyways, Ricky, what were you saying about how we don't have to force the hour if we're done?
Well, I mean, I put that in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah.
It didn't have to come out in the conversation.
Oh, come on. It's just, please, it's just the 3 of us plus 2 other people.
Yeah, I mean, if we've pretty much covered what we're going to cover tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, there are others here. Hopefully, the rest of our crew at some point will come to the event page and post their beers they would have brought or maybe brought but just didn't make it tonight. So, because that's one of the things I like about the event page. If we can just all go back and put on there like things we like, we keep the ability to post pictures open. So.
We were supposed to be posting them ahead of time, but I know I forget.
We are. Yeah, well, I didn't get to even create the event until this afternoon, so I try to do them on Tuesdays, so it gives everyone enough time and gives us enough time to get in there and kind of fill things out, but work's been kind of insane.
Life happens.
Yep.
Same thing
I am
with
looking
me.
forward to the next couple of weeks. We've really got some great styles coming up.
Yeah, we do.
I have a Saison made with, I think it's made with Galaxy hops because it says Galaxy Saison, so I'm hoping it's Galaxy hops.
Pumped about Saisons. I am a huge fan of farmhouse ales and
I
just
do
the
too.
grassy, earthy, and they're so different one to the next. And I've got 3 or 4 to choose from.
Finally got my hands on Boulevard's Tank. Was it Tank 7?
Oh,
Tank 5? What is it?
What is the tank? I've had it once, maybe twice. It's fan-freaking-tastic.
I've never had it, so.
You're gonna love it. Yeah, Tank 7.
Yeah. I was at Omegang 2 weekends ago, and they had that and this 2014 some special Imperial Stout.
Awesome.
Like limited run. I grabbed both of those, so
It's I only gave it a 4.5 on Untapped, but it's special.
Not even a 4 3/4.
He wasn't allowed to back then, right?
Yeah, back then, we can't get Boulevard here. That's from my
Back
Indiana
in the
days.
day. All right. I had a Boulevard the other day, and I wanted to like it, but I just didn't. But it wasn't his fault. It was a wheat beer. How can you really like wheat beer? Just plain wheat beer.
That was last week.
Yeah. I realized that as I was saying it. I was like, y'all know, because it was last week.
I missed last week's show. I had an India Pale Wheat from a local brewery.
Oh.
Which actually they did a pretty good job, an IPW from Upstate Brewing. They did do a good job on that beer.
All right, good.
I did not expect to like it. The first time I actually had it was about maybe a year or two ago at a local bar. Right after having like a couple of top Lagunitas and Stone beers, and then I saw it on tap, so I had it and it held up well. And then I remember I had the Dogfish Head 61 minute right after that.
So good.
Yeah.
A carbonated wine. It's so delicious.
Nice.
There was a liquor store here that had 4-packs of it, and they couldn't sell them. And
Really? Wow.
he ended up selling them for it was either $2.99 or $3.99 for the 4-pack, and I'm like, I'll take a case, please. It's silly how good that beer is.
Cool. But yeah, so next week is the Strong Ales,
Hey.
and then it's the Saison Farmhouse after that, and then the Russian Imperial Stout after that. So we've got some pretty good stuff lined up.
All right, yes. What? I don't even know where to start thinking about what I'm going to do for RIS. And then I want to do Stone, but 11 other people are going to do Stone, so I can't do Stone. But that'll be a fun one.
I really do need to go up to Ithaca because look at all the different rizzes that they've got up there. They give me a much bigger selection because it's a much bigger store than the local stuff. And they've got things from all over the place.
Nice.
That's cool.
But all right, we are going to wrap up tonight. It's thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Lola.
Absolutely.
And
I got an empty glass, but I'll cheers all night long.
Thanks to our couple of viewers out there and to everyone who may stumble across this later. If you haven't had Doppelbock or BOCKS of any kind, go out and give them a try. They are on the sweeter side, the maltier side, but there's so many different variations now of that style that you can really spend a good month just exploring it and trying out all the different ones. As Schneiderweiss is just to go in the whole Bavarian German beer itself, just go to a Schneiderweiss and run through their tap series, and just that alone will bring you across the spectrum of Hefeweizens, Hopweiss beers, Doppelbocks, you name it, you're going to run across. They even have porters and all sorts of stuff that they do in their series. And anyway, until then, have a good night, everyone. We will see you next week for Strong Ales. And as a reminder, just stop by craftbeernation.org. Check us out, and we have our podcasts, our Pints and Quarts, which we do every Thursday night, it's a more professional show where we interview breweries and
despite me being there
and deal with current events and new releases and all sorts of stuff. Friday Night Hangout, this is just kind of us hanging out and just winding down the week and having a good time.
Mashing out with the Beer Fairy.
Yes, I think they're going to be diving into the BJCP's new updated styles pretty soon. Ashley Bauer, she's a certified Cicerone, and she's a certified BJCP judge, I think, as well.
And a beer distributor.
And a
a really nice girl. How about that?
She's really cool.
The cherry on top. She's just a good person.
I've hung out with her. She's awesome. Went to my
She is, as she would say, delightful.
She is delightful. And we are very lucky to have her.
Yep, and hopefully Alan Huerta will be able to join her on that show. They're the big BJCP kind of gurus. So anyway, both of you guys have a good night. And cheers to everyone out there.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Take care, and we will see you soon.
All right.